Hey class, this is a question from chapter 2 on limits, and what we're doing here is we're taking a limit as x is approaching pi over 40 into this function. And now notice when pi over 40 goes into here, it's being multiplied by 10 in both functions. So this is 9 cosecant 10 times pi over 40. 10 and the 40 would reduce to a 4 on the bottom. So this is cosecant pi over 4, and then the cotangent of, again, 10 times pi over 40 would be pi over 4. Alright, now, pi over 4 is, if you remember your unit circle, cosecant is the reciprocal of sine, and cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent. Pi over 4 is the 45-degree angle right here. So at that point, sine is equal to cosine, and they're both equal to square root of 2 over 2. So that also means that the tangent at that point would be equal to 1. Because the tangent is defined to be sine divided by cosine. So the tangent of pi over 4 is equal to 1. Well, the tangent of pi over 4 equals 1, then cotangent is reciprocal. The reciprocal of 1 is 1. Alright, and that leaves the cosecant. Cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. So the cosecant would be 2 over the square root of 2, but remember, square root of 2 over 2 is just the same thing as 1 over the square root of 2. So what we end up here when we simplify this is 2 square root of 2 on the top, and then a 2 on the bottom, which ends up just the square root of 2. Okay. So this is just the square root of 2, and so it all just ends up being 9 times the square root of 2. Alright, and again, you can use your calculator and approach pi over 40 from the left and from the right, and see that you're getting closer and closer to this number. Alright, and what I mean by that is I put in 9 sine 10x. This little x negative 1 button makes this sine cosecant. Alright, same thing with tangent negative 1, it makes that cotangent. So this is 9 cosecant 10x, and then cotangent 10x. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my table setup. I'm going to make my table start at pi over 40, and I just hit second pi over 40. Alright, and then I'm going to make my delta table. Let's make it 0.0001, something like that. Alright, and let's look at delta table. Let's look at table. So it always starts there as pi over 40. And then you can see as we're approaching that same number. I mean, again, we can plug it in and get a number, so it's going to show up there. That's the number it's showing up as. And again, if you go left and right, you can see it's coming closer and closer to that number. So that is our value. That's 12.728 roughly. And then if you do 9 times the square root of 2, you get that same number. Okay. So this is our limit, but the easy way to get it is just to plug it directly in, and then just know your trig outputs for these special angles like pi over 4, pi over 6, pi over 3, and multiples of those.